It's me, Vicky Marie. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. So here we are. If you're watching this as it's live, it's a Wednesday morning here in Spain, which is where I stream from, mainland Spain in Europe. It is the 26th of November. We're hurtling towards Christmas. It's 11:37 here in Spain. I'm late as usual on the stream. Just as I'm about to stream, something always happens. It's quite chilly here. It is brisk, 13 degrees. It's windy. It's a bit miserable. I was going to go out and about today, and do you know what? In the end, I thought, no. I'll tell you what, it doesn't take much to give me an excuse not to go out and about. It's awful, really, isn't it? Because you should get out and about while you can, shouldn't you? Sometimes I think that. I think, oh, you should go out and about more, while you're physically able to do it. But then I think, oh, no, but it's nice and cozy at home, and I can do a stream, and I can chat to all my lovely chatters and give them updates on the cases we've been covering. So it doesn't take much to persuade myself. Oh no, let's not go out today, it's a bit too cold, but there's always an excuse. Anyway, I don't have to go out today, so got shopping in, don't have to go out shopping. The dogs don't want to go out when it's cold and windy. They hate the wind. I've noticed that. I think even more than the rain. Especially the big dog, the German Shepherd. She hates when it's windy. She gets really nervous, the noise and everything. So sorry, I'm waffling a little bit as usual. What I am going to be talking about in this video are just sort of updates on 3 different cases. So we'll be talking about Gus, little Gus. Oh, this little boy. Where is this little boy? Just where is he? This is Gus, who's 4 years old, disappeared from the sheep station, his family's sheep station in the sort of rural part of Australia in Yunta. We're going to talk about him probably last. We're going to talk about. Well, who we're going to talk about? We'll probably talk about Celeste first, Celeste Rivas, another poor girl, 15 years old, this girl, found deceased in the front boot of this man's, and he is a man. She's a girl, she's a child. He is a man, and he has now been declared a suspect. But we're going to talk about the latest updates on that, and we're going to talk at the end about Anna. This is Anna, who was found deceased on the Carnival cruise ship. This is a case that gets very, very. All 3 of these cases, of course, all the cases that we talk about, they're mysterious. That's the reason why people are interested in them, because they can't believe, truth is always stranger than fiction, isn't it? We can't believe that these things have actually happened. And Anna was found deceased, stuffed under a bed, wrapped in a blanket and covered in life jackets on a Disney Carnival cruise ship in Miami. And this girl was on holiday with her whole family, it looks like. Why was she not safe? It's terrible. It's terrible. You just think, where is a woman or a girl safe? If you're not safe, when you're on holiday on a cruise ship with thousands of people, and not only that, many members of your own family, and you're not safe, and then you're found deceased. It's been declared a homicide. Her stepbrother is under investigation. We're going to hear what her grandparents have got to say about it. They apparently were... What? Shh. There's a dog whining for attention. They apparently were present at some of the stepbrothers' interviews about this case. He's apparently been hospitalized, and he's saying he can't remember anything about what happened. Anyway, I have a little theory about what might have happened in this case. Maybe he did, I'm sure he probably did not mean to kill Anna, but he did. He did kill her. He had acted sort of strangely towards her, hadn't he, according to some people. Though some other people, like the grandparents, as we'll hear later, they said they were like, proper brother and sister. They were so close, they were like peas in a pod. So it just depends who you believe, isn't it? But we'll be looking at that, and we'll make our mind up. You'll make your mind up. I've got my own opinion already, obviously. But the fact remains, this girl is dead. Whatever the reason for it, she is dead. Somebody killed her, whether it was accidentally or deliberately. That's, I think, what's going to have to be decided in this case. It's a homicide, but was it a deliberate homicide or was it accidental? Anyway, so we're going to be talking about all those three things. Well, first of all, though, I want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you to everyone for watching, for liking, subscribing. Special thank you to my members. Tomorrow's Thursday. Please consider becoming a member, and you can participate in the members live tomorrow or watch it later if you can't actually watch it. And I will be premiering tomorrow Christmas videos that I've made. I don't think I'll have my Christmas set ready for tomorrow, but that will definitely be by next Thursday. I want all you members, make sure you wear your Christmas jumpers. I'm going to have some Christmassy things on. It's the beginning of Christmas for the members tomorrow. And then for my channel, it will be Monday. Monday. Yeah, Monday, 1st of December. That will be the first day of Vicky Marie Chats Christmas. Now, what we have to remember about Christmas of course. And I just want to thank anyone who's bought me a Ko-fi, sent a super sticker, sent a nice email, left a nice comment. All of you that contribute positively to my channel, I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you. And when I say my channel, of course, I've got two channels. I've got the Spanish and English channel as well that I do live stream to as well. Every view is a blessing. And as I say, to contribute more to my channel, of course, you can become a member, etc. I've forgotten what I was going to say now, because there was something else I was going to say. Now, of course, I've ended up waffling so much, I've lost track of what I was going to say. What was I going to say? So, yeah, if you remember, tomorrow will be the first Christmassy show, if you like, for Vicky Marie Chat. So I hope you'll join us for that. I was going to say something else, but it's gone, but never mind. It'll come back to me, and if not, well, I'll say it another time. Okay, so let's take the banner off. Hello to all you lovely lurkers on my channel. They're the people that watch the lives but don't like to join in the chat for whatever reason. Hello, replay crew. Thank you so much for watching. I just appreciate every view. I really do. Thank you. Now I'm going to come into the chat and say hello to all of you that have been brave enough to come into the chat. And the thing that I want to say as well is thank you for, all these cases that we talk about. I talk about them because I care about them. That's initially what it is. They're cases that appeal to me for whatever reason. Maybe it's an especially vulnerable person like little Gus, a little child like that. I don't like talking about children's cases, but I just think it's so important because where is this boy? It's complete, total mystery. I don't like talking about children's cases because they upset me. But having said that, children's cases are really important because they're the ones that especially need people to speak up for them, because they are, the vulnerable people in our society, be it children, be it elderly people, also are vulnerable people, aren't they, as far as crime is concerned? Because a lot of twonks out there, the people that they commit crime upon are the people that are easy to commit crime upon. You know, they're not, it's not so easy, is it, to go out and commit a crime, whatever sort of crime it is. It could be theft, it could be an sex crime, whatever crime it is. Not so easy to do it on a sort of 20-odd-year-old strong young man. That's not easy. But so what these twonks, especially, you know, predators and sociopaths, psychopaths, they pick on the vulnerable people in our society, which are normally children or elderly people or young people. They don't have to be children, you know, maybe they're young adults like 17, 18, girls. So if you go through maybe I'll do a video on that one day, the sort of the statistics of vulnerability of people, but the most vulnerable people of all have got to be little children like Gus. Now, we don't know if there's any foul play in Gus's case. The police are still saying there isn't, but there isn't until there is there? So, but just foul, isn't it, to commit foul play, really, you know, double foul, to commit foul play against vulnerable people, be it children or elderly people as well. Because the older someone gets, the easier they are, man or woman, to commit violence against or to manipulate. You know, sometimes they're lonely and they get people inveigle themselves, don't they, in elderly people into their lives and, you know, plot to sort of get money off them or whatever. So, you know, there's a hierarchy of vulnerability in victims, isn't there? And all that I say, although I don't like to talk about children's cases because they're so upsetting. They are so upsetting. But thing is, if you don't talk about them, then who would get to know about these children? Who's there to speak for them? You know, so it's a very difficult one. Anyway, I'm waffling again, of course. Where was I? So I'm saying hello to everybody. Hi, Julie. Oh, I hope you feel better soon. A horrible cough and cold, so you've not been on chat much. Listen, I hope you're feeling better soon. It's all the changes in temperature. Julie lives in Spain as I do, but she lives in Madrid, which is a very cold place. In the winter, Madrid is freezing. I'm in the south of Spain and it's not quite as cold. You may even get snow there, I think, Julie. Hi, David. Hi, Miss Lee. Hi, Lily. Hope you're all well. Hi, Darren. Hi, Angel. Oh, -1 where Angel is. Frosty Ebony. That's you in for... Yeah, that's it, David. It's nice to stay in the winter, isn't it? Mind you, I use any excuse to stay in, to be honest. I'm terrible. I've got worse, I think. The COVID didn't help, did it? Yeah. Hi, Bluebell. Not seen you for a little while. I hope you're well. Yeah, so... when I say a little while, it's probably been 2 days or something. You know, 2 days is a long time on YouTube, isn't it? Thing is, there's always things going on in people's lives. You know, I understand that. I mean, YouTube, at the end of the day, YouTube, as far as I'm concerned, you know, and it may be different for you, I love watching YouTube, and but you know, you can't always watch it. There's other things going on. Life gets in the way, if you like. Of sometimes you have to. There's a lot. I've got to be honest. There's quite a few things that I should be doing. You know, there's some things that need doing in the house. There's some admin things that I need to do, and I just keep putting it off because I don't want to do them. So I want to do the things that I enjoy doing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like if you've got things, I don't know, I've got like official things. I mean, it sounds more dramatic than it is, but you know, I've got to go and sort paperwork out and things like that. I've got, as I say, things in the house that either I need to sort out or I need to get someone in to repair, like the toilet still is over flushing, and I need to get somebody in, but I keep putting it off. Because it means I've got to get someone in, give me a quote, then they've got to come in and repair it, and it interferes with my YouTube work or my classes or whatever. Because of course, as well, you know, I work and I've got the Spanish classes. So it's easy to find an excuse, but then the next thing you know, a week's gone past, then another week, then another week. I've got to really, do you know what I've got to do is write a list of all the things I've got to do. And they are important things. They're not urgent in the sense they've got to be done today, but they're urgent, you know, they need doing because they've needed, I've got things that need doing in my house that have needed doing for years, like lights that need replacing, you know, just those kind of things, but they're not crucial life or death things, but they're still important. And I just put them off because I think I'll do a live stream, or, you know, I think I'll cook something nice for lunch, or I don't know, any excuse for not doing the boring things. Anyway, there you go. But as long as when we wake up in the morning, we're still breathing, we're winning, really, aren't we? And, you know, these things like paper, like I sometimes think, well, if I died tomorrow, would it really matter if I didn't do that bit of paperwork, or I didn't replace that light, or I didn't do this? But it might matter that I hadn't done a life, because for some unknown reason, I know people do enjoy their lives. And, you know, that's good. I enjoy them. I don't understand why people enjoy watching me, really, you know, but they do. So to me, that's more important. Anyway, sorry, I'm waffling again. Aren't I? I'm getting in this Christmas spirit. I don't know about you. I'm feeling Christmas. Oh, that was what I was going to say earlier. So what we have to remember, though, is not everybody's looking forward to Christmas. So like these 3 cases that we're going to talk about today, you know, the families of these people that are either missing or deceased, you know, how's their Christmas going to be? You know, I've had Christmases like that. I'm sure we all have. We've all had Christmases where recently we'd had a bereavement, or, you know, you may have lost a pet, or lost your job, or there are lots of things that can go wrong, and Christmas doesn't make exceptions to that. Just because it's Christmas, it's not like, oh, nothing bad's going to happen at Christmas. Bad things happen at Christmas too, and they're more significant because it's a significant date. You know, in the future, as time goes, you can never forget. If you've got, you know, my best friend died on the 25th of December many, many years ago. And for years, I just could not enjoy Christmas. I do enjoy it now. The point I'm at now is, you know, I'm going to enjoy looking forward to it if I don't get to see it, because that was what was my thing, because she looked forward to it. She didn't get to see Christmas in the end that year. And she looked forward to it so much. She had so many plans for it. And so for years, I couldn't enjoy Christmas or looking forward to it, because I would think, oh, well, could be dead by then. But now, I think the way I look at it now is, well, still, I might be dead by then. But at least I'll have had the fun of looking forward to it. You know, how can you have to you just have to get up every day and do your best, don't you? And yeah. You know, you don't know what's around the corner. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow or before Christmas. You just don't know. And worrying about it isn't going to make it any better. So the more you worry about it, I think this is where I'm sort of at the moment, is this mindfulness. You've got to live in the day, because you can't be thinking, oh, well, you know, something might have happened by Christmas, so there's no point in looking forward to it, because it doesn't make it any better, does it? Worrying helps nothing. And I saw that you know, Goldie Hawn, the actress, she was 81. She's a brilliant actress. I love Goldie Hawn. She's one of my favourite actresses. And she's one of those people that is young. She looks younger than her age, and she acts younger than her age. And when it was her birthday the other day, she was saying, worrying, it's just so pointless. I mean, it is pointless. What good does it do to worry about things? You know, you've got to think, well, can I do anything about it? If you can't do anything about it, you just can't worry about it, because it's just the most pointless exercise of all, isn't it? You know, it won't make it any better. I mean, if you can do something about something, like, you've got to take action if you can. If you've got a problem and there's an action that you can take, you've got to take it. But if there's a problem that's out of your hands, maybe it concerns a loved one, you know, maybe it's just beyond anything you can control, you do have to let it go, because worrying about it just won't make it any better. Anyway. Okay, so sorry, I've had a good waffle. Haven't I? So, you know, yeah. Listen, all those problems at Christmas. Christmas is a funny, I mean, you know, and I've had, as I say, not only with my friend, but other Christmases that I've had for other reasons. It's a day. It's difficult because, you know, but the other thing you've got to remember is, no matter what you see on social media or on the adverts on the telly, everyone's not having those fantastic Christmases. There's probably very few people having those fantastic Christmases. It's all an illusion, you know. Christmas is about family. It is about getting or friends, getting together with people, nice food, watching something good on telly, and of course it is when Christ was born. So it's this spirit of giving, and there is this special atmosphere around Christmas, isn't it? But just because you see people having a good time on the telly or on your social media feeds and that doesn't mean that they really are. So you've got to just be, if you can treat yourself, have a nice day, do something different from what you'd normally do. You know, I've got friends and family who go off to volunteer at soup kitchens and things on Christmas Day. I think that's a brilliant thing to do. Now, I was going to do that a couple of years ago, but for reasons that I won't go into, I just thought I can't do it, because I am an emotional wreck at most things. So there's no point me going and giving out soup at a soup kitchen or food at whatever to the homeless and blubbering all the way through it. Do you know what I mean? I'm not the best person. I've had to accept that. It's like with not only with people but with animals and that. I'm not the person to go and help out at a rescue centre, because I would just be crying all the time. So I donate, you know, on a regular basis, and that, if that helps. But, you know, there's better people than me that are out there that can actually help these animals or homeless people or whatever, that can help them in a constructive way without making it all about them, because they just keep crying all the time. So I've had to realise what my limitations are, what I can do, what I can't do. And I just couldn't do that. I couldn't help. I know quite a lot of people who have rescue centres or who help out at dog rescue centres, and it's beautiful what they do. But sometimes I can't even hear about what they do, never mind be there in, because it's not all, you know, it's not all happy endings, is it? So, hi, Joanne. Not seen you for a while either. So, yeah, you can only do what you can do. Do what you can do and treat yourself. Remember that you are important. It is important that you do nice things to yourself. You know, even if it's just, I don't know, buying yourself a nice cake or something. I mean, whatever you do, be kind to yourself. That's important. I'm going to sneeze now. I haven't got any grandchildren yet. People are saying in there about grandchildren. Unfortunately, I haven't got any yet, but maybe one day. Yeah, children at Christmas, children do make Christmas, don't they? Okay, so now I am going to start now. I think I've said hello to everyone who's in the chat. If I haven't said hello to you, I'm sorry. Say hello again, and I'll say hello back. I might have missed you. You know what I'm like when I get on waffling on one. Right. So who are we going to start with? So I wanted to, I want to talk about Celeste first. Celeste Rivas. Now, this is a very tragic story, as they all are, of course, but this is going to be very brief, what I'm going to say about Celeste. Hang on, let me find a photo. Basically, really, what I'm going to be saying about Celeste is I'm not going to be talking about Celeste again for a while. And the reason for that is, so apparently her forensic reports have now been sealed. So this is the girl that was found in the front trunk of this man's car. David, he is a man, she is a 15-year-old girl. Whatever, comes out of this is the most inappropriate relationship. This is a man on the threshold of stardom, actually. I mean, he is famous, but not perhaps universally famous yet. He had European tours lined up, American tours lined up. He's getting there as far as fame is concerned. And then this young girl, who was actually 13 when she went missing, so I think she would be 15 now, if she was still alive, which she isn't. So her body was found in the frunk, as they call it, of David's Tesla, which had been towed away. It was registered to him, but it had been towed away because it was left parked in an inappropriate place. And it's only because the people that worked at the place where it had been towed away to smelt decomposition. And so, the police were called and they looked in, and this poor girl's body was in there. Now, since then, there's so much conjecture. Was she dismembered? People say TMZ, which is like a news outlet, saying that she'd been, her head had been removed from her body and that she'd been partially frozen. Had she been in a freezer? There's so much conjecture. But now and her cause of death has not been released. But some of the pathology reports were released, but not anymore. So now there's been a total block put on all the forensic reports of Celeste Rivas. Let's just have a look at that. So I'm just sick of it because this is a young girl. And why all this conjecture, although this one said this and this one said that, these are false claims, blah, de, blah, de, blah. Sorry, I don't want to get involved in it. So we'll wait and see what happens. I'd rather wait than, I had not said much about her for a while because of that same reason. And then the LAPD did come out and say that David was a suspect. Finally, that's the first time that it'd been mentioned as a suspect. But there's so much being said about David now as well. But he's not been arrested. He's not been charged. They're saying, he likes gore videos. Then there's those weird songs that he released. I mean, is he some sort of bloody psychopath, this man? But we don't know for sure. What I'm trying to say is, what I'm trying to avoid is a lot of the things that are being even said about David, I don't know if they're true. Because in the absence of official information, as always, all this stuff circulates, doesn't it? But one thing that we do know for certain is that the court has sealed the records, and that's probably to stop people speculating. Though, having said that, I don't think it will stop people speculating. I think the more mystery that's created, around these cases just makes things worse. So the court has sealed records in investigation of the teen's body found in singer David's Tesla. So now they've been barred. Records about the death of Celeste. I mean, don't forget she's 15, so she is a minor. A 15-year-old girl whose body was found in singer David's car have been barred from public release. And the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner's Office said it received a court order imposing a security hold on the case, and that no details about Ms. Rivas Hernandez's death can be released or posted. And the police department said it requested the order to ensure officers receive information from the medical examiner before the public. And Chief Medical Examiner Dr. Odiukpo said the practice of security holds is virtually unheard of in other countries and has not been proven to improve outcomes in the legal system. Well, I think in the UK and in Spain, I don't think you'd get to know anything. I think generally America is more transparent, isn't it, than other countries? We are dedicated to serving our community with full transparency. However, the law precludes us from doing so while the court order remains. So the last time this poor girl was seen, she's from Lake Elsinore in California, was April 2024. But again, that's not been confirmed officially. That's not been confirmed. So she's ended up in a Tesla in the Hollywood Hills neighborhood, and that had been towed. Now, was he hoping that it would get crushed? Did he want it to be towed? So they thought this car would get crushed. So he was said to be David, whose real name is David Anthony Burke. He's just released this debut album in April, and he was on tour. He's literally I think he's on the brink of great stardom, if you like, international stardom. He had a tour in Spain booked, but everything's been cancelled. He was said to be cooperating, first of all, but now he's said not to be cooperating. No arrests been made. And it says here, and this is the BBC, you can think of that as a reliable source or not, however you think of it. But they'd previously said that her body was severely decomposed, and they have not. That is true, they have not declared a cause of death. And when her remains were found in a bag in David's car on the 8th of September, the medical examiner said she was wearing a tube top, size small black leggings and jewellery, including a yellow metal stud earring and a yellow metal chain bracelet. She had that tattoo that reads shush on her index finger, which is a marking nearly identical to that on the pop singer's own index finger. And the decomposition of her body indicated she'd already been deceased for several weeks. And she lived about 75 miles away from her body was discovered, and she had run away from her home repeatedly. So, she was obviously, well, you call her a troubled teen, but, it'd be easy for a grown man like David to turn the head of a young girl like Celeste, wouldn't it? So she's the first generation daughter of immigrant parents from El Salvador, a girl who would visit the corner store almost daily to buy candy and soda. And her family described her as a beloved daughter, sister, cousin and friend, said they were heartbroken and devastated by this tragic loss. And there was a GoFundMe, wasn't it, for a funeral, but a funeral took place in October. To me, I just think, I don't know how he met Celeste, because obviously she was a child, like 13, 14 probably, and he's a grown man. But, he's obviously they had some sort of relationship, but really it's not a relationship, is it? It's abuse. When a grown man is, having a relationship with a young girl like this, it's not a relationship. He's not having a relationship with her. He was abusing her. She wouldn't, whether she goes along with it or not, 13-year-old girls cannot give consent, can they? They can't give consent. So Anyway, so basically, that's just what I'm saying. There's too much until something, unless official information comes out, I won't be talking about Celeste case anymore. I don't want to talk about, I don't, nothing's confirmed. So there's so much back and forth, and I say just recently it was that like, oh, well, yeah, she'd had her head removed from her body and she'd been partially frozen. Now a lot of social media are saying, no, there's no, and the police are supposedly coming out. So everything's too up in the air for me. I like to deal with facts. I don't want to deal with hypotheses and she said, he said, and conspiracy theories. So I won't be talking about Celeste anymore unless it's actual, and it's not that I don't care about, because I feel bad about that, because I feel like her case needs to be talked about, because this girl, we need justice for this girl. But I don't want to, I think it's disrespectful to talk about without knowing exactly what's happened. Hope that makes sense. That's how I feel. And just to let you know that. But thank you for caring about it. If you've come on this stream to, because I will be splitting this video into 3 different videos about 3 different cases. Thank you for caring about Celeste. But I'm sorry, I can't talk about it anymore unless it's official information coming out. Okay, just make sure you're all okay in chat there. I'm well, thank you, Joanna. Hope you're well too. Hope you're all well. But yeah, let's have a candle for Celeste, because, whatever happened to her, she did not deserve it. Do you know what I mean? It's like she's just a young girl. And she probably had a head turned by David. That video we watched yesterday where they were kissing like on the light. Oh, it made me feel sick. Just made me feel sick to see that man, abusing her like that, really, isn't it? She should, I don't know how old she was on that actual video, but a 13, 14 or even 15-year-old girl should not be kissing a grown man. Disgusting. Disgusting of him, I mean, not her. Okay, so now we're going to look at, who should we look at next? Anna. Let's look at Anna. So Anna, this is another terrible story, isn't it? Or terrible case. Another young girl, cut short, her life cut short, just on the threshold of life, really. She had lots of plans. She was going to join the military. She was hoping to become a K9 officer eventually. To all intents, everyone's got nice things to say about Anna, but when you really look at it, her family, look at her family. I'm sorry, but you've got the father who's got a penchant for young girls himself, who ended up having a relationship with his babysitter, and then ended up marrying her when she was 18 years old. So Anna, Anna's stepmom is probably not that much older than her. And then there was her biological mum, who we watched the video about her, which, she was a drug addict. She put drugs and other men before Anna. And Anna and her were estranged when Anna died. And I feel for her because, she wasn't there. She had nothing to do with it. But when was she really there for Anna? So she's got a father who's practically a PDF. She's got a biological mother who, put her second to men and drugs. Said that she became a drug addict because she was told that if she didn't, they would kill her because... she had to get high with them, because if she didn't, she must be an undercover police person or a snitch. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. She won't take ownership of anything. Everything's everybody else's fault to Anna's biological mother, in my opinion. Just own it. You were an addict. Lots of people are addicts. Being an addict is, is a horrible thing. We have to. I do feel sympathy for addicts. People can get addicted to all kinds of things, but this woman, she won't even admit really that it's her own responsibility as to whether she's an addict or not. So that sort of pissed me off. So I thought, so her father's a PDF, her mother is an a recovering drug addict who never put her first. Her first stepmom is the babysitter that her dad had an affair with, who's probably not that much older than her. And then her second stepmother, if you like, or whether you could call her a stepmother, Shauna, her sons ended up killing Anna. Who cared? Why was Anna put in that cabin with two teenage boys, one of which, this stepson, the 16-year-old, Tim Hudson, I think his name is, supposedly had an unhealthy interest in Anna? I feel like Anna was left like a lamb to the slaughter on this cruise ship, put in the same bedroom as him, even though supposedly, there had been issues between them before. So I feel like Anna was let down by everyone. Honestly, I really do feel like that. I think about Anna a lot. I think about all of the cases that I talk about a lot. But Anna really gets to me because I feel like, she was on a cruise with her whole family, with loads of people on a cruise. There's thousands of people on a cruise anyway. And then she was there with her biological father, her stepmother, her biological brother, her stepbrother, and other children that I don't know if they're mutual. It's a very complicated family arrangement. And her grandparents, they were all there, and she still was not safe. Just seems terrible to me. Anyway, what we're going to look at is what her grandparents had to say. And I'll just leave you to say, I don't want to say anything bad, but I've never seen such a lack of emotion. Do you think that we'll have a look in a minute? You tell me, are they in shock or something? Because I think if my granddaughter had been murdered by, my son's new lover's son, I'd be fuming. I'd be absolutely, maybe that's just me and maybe I'm too dramatic. I don't know. But I'll leave you to think about to what we're going to watch it, and I'll let you agree. Hi, Proud Liberal. Just making sure I haven't missed anyone. Thank you, Julie, for the candles for them. So let's have a look at what Anna's grandparents had to say. Oh, now something else I will look at first. So it has been declared a homicide. So Anna's death has officially been declared a homicide. So there's no question it's a murder. But again, nobody has been arrested. So this boy who's only 16, who's thought to be the prime suspect, he has not been arrested. So let's just have a look at this first.
Stuffed under a bed, wrapped in a blanket, and covered by life vests. Now police say Anna Kepner was murdered while on a cruise with her family. A death certificate provided to ABC actually shows the 18-year-old's death was ruled a homicide by mechanical asphyxia by another person. Her family says the FBI told them it might have been an arm held across.
So, homicide by mechanical asphyxia by another person may have been caused by an arm lock. I've got a sort of, I wonder if, they think, because apparently, according to this girl's ex-boyfriend, the step-brother had got on top of Anna before when she was sleeping. So is it something that got out of hand and maybe either put her in an arm lock or lay on top of her? Because this sort of mechanical asphyxia can be caused by pressure on the chest. So I'm wondering, did he, just go too far, not realise? I'd like to think that he did not mean to kill her, but of course he did kill her all the same. And then could you imagine when he realised, he'd be like, oh no, sorry, come on, wake up. And she didn't wake up because she'd got, he'd done it for too long, or he'd done it too hard. Some people are more susceptible to these kind of things, aren't they? It's strange, isn't it? Because you hear other people saying it takes so long to kill someone. But other people, there was that case not long ago in America, wasn't there, of a guy on a train that just tried to, this guy with mental health issues was having a bit of a, rampage. And this guy who was previously in the services got hold of him and put him in an arm lock, to stop him from carrying on attacking other people. And this guy died. So, and I'm sure, he did not mean to kill this guy. He was just trying to subdue him. So I wonder if this maybe is what happened with Anna. Was this brother just like angry with Anna and then trying to subdue her? I don't know. Maybe he was trying to do an SEX attack on her. There is no sign that she has been attacked in that way. She also had no alcohol or drugs in her system. That has been released as well. So she hadn't been drinking. She supposedly, hadn't she, been out with the family, fell ill, gone back to the hotel room. But the grandparents say that she did come back out and she was all dressed up. So I think she did come back out after that. Then she went back into the room. And was he waiting for her in the room? Well, it was his room as well. Or did he know she was in the room on her own and he thought he'd take advantage of that because he's got this unhealthy interest in her? But it's very possible, isn't it, that he killed her by accident. But it has been ruled a homicide, so it's being treated as a homicide.
Anna's neck. No formal charges have been filed, but a court filing in an unrelated family court matter notes Anna's minor stepbrother could face charges. Anna's grandparents now speaking out to ABC about their independent granddaughter, who is set to graduate high school in May, aspiring to join the Navy.
She had purpose. She wanted to do things. This little tiny 100.
Yeah. Now, so here's the grandparents. Here's a mama or grandma. I think there's something wrong with me sometimes. I just don't think I could be on there smiling, talking about her. I'd be like going mad. Is it me or what? Just, or do you think they're still in shock? Do you think they're in shock and they're just not quite registered? So don't forget, this is not the grandma of the stepbrother. This is the father's parents. So these are Anna's biological grandparents, the mother and father of her father, who is, of course, the guy with the penchant for young girls. So apparently, according to Anna's biological mother, who said the other day that he'd had 24 affairs while they were together, 3 of which were with young girls under the age of 17. So, he's not exactly a prize, is he? So I think this family is very odd.
110-pound girl. She was mighty. Very mighty.
We were looking forward to seeing her grow.
For more, let's bring in our ABC News contributor and former FBI agent Richard Frankel. So what do you make of the fact that a suspect is yet to be charged, despite Anna's death now being ruled a homicide?
We're going to watch the full interview in a moment. We'll just watch this first.
Aside.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that it hasn't happened yet. I do believe that law enforcement is still gathering the relevant information. We just had the death certificate, I believe, came out that ruled it a homicide and talks about it being mechanical asphyxiation, which is, another term for where basically somebody was either choked to death or compressed on their chest and caused them to die. In this case, there's also some information or intelligence that there were marks on Anna's neck that would indicate that this was in fact a choking of some type. The issue is that there are no witnesses, at least as of now, and really all they have is going to be either forensic evidence. It's either going to be the technical forensic evidence, or it's going to be the physical forensic evidence, such as DNA and other maybe bodily fluids or other types of evidence in that manner. That takes time for both the techs to work on and also for the labs to work on. So we're not going to see anything, I think, until all of this has gone through the system and they've come out with any connections, if at all.
Got it. So Anna's grandparents, who actually sat in on parts of the stepbrother's interview with police, say that he does not remember what happened the night of Anna's killing. How are police likely going to move?
Yeah, so these grandparents, when we watch their full interview in a minute, you'll see they were sat in on some of the interviews with this boy. They're not his grandparents, so I'm not really sure. Why would they be sat in? Where's his biological grandparents? These are the grandparents of Anna. Do you understand what I said? Why were they sat in on the interviews? You know, they're not any relationship to him, really. Just doesn't make sense to me, the whole thing. It's really weird. Anyway, he said he can't remember what happened. That's going to be his defense, isn't it? Oh, don't remember what happened. Yeah, he remembers. He knows exactly what happened. And he probably has killed her by accident and then went into a panic. But he's never going, he needs to tell. If that was my grandson, I'd be saying to him, look, you've got to just tell the truth. Never mind saying you don't bloody remember, for God's sake.
Forward, especially since, he's a minor and this makes things more complicated.
Definitely. Questioning him is always an issue when somebody's a minor. As you said, the grandparents have sat in. I believe what they're going to try to do is get more of that intelligence, more of that evidence, information, and then go back at the stepbrother and see if there's anything they can do to basically recall his memory, if anything. If he either refuses to do that, or he continues basically just to say that he does not remember anything, they're going to have to move forward again with whatever forensic evidence they have. They're also going to be looking again at his phones. They're going to be looking at anything that may have shown that he was had more than just brotherly feelings for Anna, or that there was something else that might have caused him to make a physical attack against Anna. And it's really going to come down to that forensic evidence.
Do you think it's possible there's more than one suspect?
I believe there's probably one main suspect,
right, he already answered.
But I do believe that they have other people that they are looking at. And the reason for that is even though we've heard that other people did not enter into the room, I'm sure law enforcement wants to make that determination themselves. They're going to be going through the card keys, the videos. They're going to make sure there was no other person in that room at any time that led up to the death of Anna. And so they're going to actually have to go back pretty far into that cruise from the last time she was seen until she was actually found underneath the bed.
All right, Richard Frankel, we'll stay on the.
So that's what he's got to say. Let's see the full interview now, and you let me know what you think. To me, I think it's bizarre, but anyway, there you go. That's my opinion. I'm very interested to see what other people think.
For the first time, the grandparents of 18-year-old Anna Kepner, who died on a Carnival Horizon cruise ship earlier this month, breaking their silence.
I just screamed. I couldn't stop screaming.
Barbara and Jeffrey Kepner were on board the 7-day cruise in the Caribbean with their son, his wife, and their grandchildren.
So look, this is the family that were on this cruise. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 members of this family. So there's Anna, poor Anna. That's the Tim, I think, who's accused. Well, he hasn't been accused yet because he hasn't been arrested. Nobody's been arrested. But he's the stepbrother who supposedly is thought to have killed this girl. This is her biological brother. I'm not really sure who the other. Honestly, I'm so totally confused. Oh, that's Shauna, is it? That's the stepmother. That's Anna's biological father who, he seems to have all these women, 24 affairs. What do they see in him? What is he using, Rofinol or something? I mean, come on. What do women see in him? But anyway, doesn't seem to have a problem finding women. And he's had at least 3 affairs with women who were, girls under the age of 17, one of which he ended up marrying when she got to the age that he could marry her. And these are the grandparents, I presume. So all those people, all this family were on this cruise, and Anna was not safe. I think it's disgusting. Honestly, I do. I can't believe she was put in that room in such close proximity to this boy who, supposedly had a history of acting inappropriately towards her. And you can see he might be 2 years younger than Anna, but he's a lot taller than her, a lot bigger than her, isn't he? She's just pint-sized. And he may be 2 years younger, but look at the height of him. Should never, ever have been put in a bedroom that small, close proximity with that boy.
Children enjoying time as a family. Anna staying with her brother and stepbrother in a stateroom, seen here.
Do you remember the last time that you saw Anna?
We had dinner. Anna wasn't feeling well. She just said, Mima, I think I'm going to go back to my room for a little bit. And she must have felt better because she got dressed up and she came down. We were playing in the casino. She didn't win anything. And she said, Mima, I love you guys. I'll see you later. And we never saw her again after that.
The next morning, an announcement over the ship's broadcast system changed everything.
They called for a medical alert team to go to a stateroom. And when they said the number, I recognized the number immediately. The room steward that was going in to clean the room is the one that found her.
She was found concealed under the bed. I was told that she pulled back the mattress and found Anna.
What did the FBI say was the...
Now, there are no tears. Maybe I shouldn't be judging. I'm just thinking how I would be if my granddaughter, where are the tears? Where's the emotion? I don't think this is lacking in emotion, or am I imagining it? You just tell me what you think.
The official cause of death.
The FBI contacted my son and family and told us our cause of death was asphyxiation.
Anna's grandmother said one possibility they're considering, whether it was caused by a so-called bar hold, an arm across the neck.
You take the elbow like this. They said when they took her body to the medical examiner's office, it was in perfect condition.
Is it that? I'm sorry. Honestly, the first time I watched this, my jaw was dropping. Because when she gets the elbow then and does this, it's like, what? But she's so sort of...
Bar hold, an arm across the neck.
You take the elbow like this. They said when they took her body to the medical examiner's office, it was in perfect condition.
Kepner telling ABC News they were told their granddaughter's body showed no signs of sexual assault or drugs or alcohol in her system. In an unrelated custody dispute, Anna's stepmother calling Anna's stepbrother, who is a minor, a suspect in Anna's death.
Do you think he had anything to do with Anna's death?
I mean, he was in a room with her. He was the only one seen coming and going. So I can't accuse him because I don't know what happened in that room.
She's smiling again. I'd be fuming. No, she doesn't know what happened. She says, I can't accuse him because I don't know what happened. That's fair enough, but it seems pretty obvious what happened, really, to me. He was in the room with her and then she winds up dead, for God's sake. Who else did it? Was it a ghost who just went in there and did it? Who did it? Very strange family, this, aren't they? I don't know. Maybe it's me who's strange and they're normal. I don't know.
But the summation would be that he did something.
And has he said anything to you about what happened?
I heard him, in his own words, say he does not remember what happened.
Anna's grandmother says she's
In his own words, he says he doesn't remember what happened, but she doesn't seem to think that's strange or anything. I'm speechless.
sat in on a portion of the stepbrothers' interview with the FBI.
He was an emotional mess. He couldn't even speak.
Oh.
He couldn't believe what had happened.
And his grandparents say she...
Do you know, she seems to feel sympathy towards him. Now, he probably is an emotional mess who can't believe what's happened, but he knows what's happened. He probably did not mean to kill her. He probably put her in a chokehold. He was probably bullying her, just being a bully towards her, you know, exercising his strength and whatever, and he went too far, and when he realised he'd killed her, he's panicked. I can see that. I understand that. He would have been pretty much an idiot, really, to deliberately murder someone on a cruise ship like that. But we see, what's this? She's smiling again there. They're walking there, holding hands, smiling. This is like, honestly, this to me, this family, it's like the Addams family. You know, I'm sorry, I'm just saying what I think. I don't like to sort of go for families and stuff, but this is how it feels. The more interviews that I see around this, do you know, like the Addams family, where you've got the weird family and then you've got the one normal one? It's like Anna was the one normal one. No wonder she wanted to join the military, get out of this situation. She's got a father who likes young girls. She's got these grandparents who seem to be, I don't know what they are. She's got a mother who was a drug addict. A recovering drug addict who didn't seem, had no contact with her daughter for the last couple of years, and blaming it all on everybody else. And it was that normal one, you know, in the Addams family, while all the others are weird, in my opinion. Where's the emotion of these grandparents sticking up for him? He's not even their relative. They've not even been together for a long time.
And her stepbrother were close.
They were just like brother and sister.
What else could you tell me about him?
That he was a good student.
Played soccer.
He played soccer, very quiet young man. He had demons, I think, in his past, and he was trying to deal with those.
And his stepbrother has...
Oh, he had demons. I'd be like, this person has taken the life of my granddaughter. If this person, well, I wouldn't even be there doing an interview, to be quite frank. But anyway, they are, and that's fine. But she's like, oh, he's got his demons. Oh, just what is wrong with this family? This girl, honest to God, this poor girl.
Not been arrested or charged with the crime. Attorneys for both the stepbrothers' parents did not respond to ABC's request for comment. The FBI and medical examiner's office also declined to comment. And his family focused now on honoring their granddaughter, a high school senior and straight-A student who planned to join the military.
She had purpose. She wanted to do things. And this little tiny 110-pound girl,
What's wrong with this woman? What's wrong with her, the way she's talking about her? Maybe she's in shock. Maybe I'm being unfair because maybe she still can't quite believe what's happened. But you tell me that this is a normal way of behaving. I don't think it is.
She was mighty, very mighty.
We were looking forward to seeing her grow.
What do you hope for now in this moment for your family?
I hope that we can heal. Whatever happened in that room, the only person responsible is the person that was in the room with Anna.
I hope that we can heal. What about Anna? Oh, dear me. Anna's not going to be healing, is she?
What does justice look like for your family?
Whatever the law says, I'm not going to advocate for anything more or anything less. And that will be for the courts to decide.
Right, okay.
We're still waiting for the...
Fair enough. It is for the courts to... And she's far too... The lack of emotion in this interview really struck me when I watched it. It was like, where's the where's the demands for justice for Anna? Where's, you know, be like, we're going to fight. All right, I know you can't sort of directly accuse someone, but it feels like she's more sympathetic towards him. And you know, where's the demands for justice for this girl? Anna was like I feel like she was the forgotten one in this family. It's such a shame she didn't get away from it and get to do a military service and become a K9. You know, she just like, who cared about Anna?
The official toxicology and autopsy reports to be released. Barbara and Jeffrey still don't know exactly what happened in that stateroom. They might never know. For now, they are grieving Anna, who wanted to join the Navy and had a bright future ahead.
Yeah. Anyway, please let me know what you think in comments. Maybe I'm being unfair, but I just thought it was bizarre, to be honest. Yeah, just, well, they could be in shock, and that might be why this total lack of emotion. But I think she had more emotion when she was talking about the lad and his demons. But that guy, the boy, the 16-year-old, he's no relationship to them whatsoever. Anna, they've known Anna since she was born. She is their biological grandchild. They should be more. Do you see what I'm saying? Why are they sympathetic to him? I don't understand it. I just don't. He's a stranger, really, to that family. Anyway, I just wanted to tell you about that. So the update about Anna is the grandparents have spoken out, and it has been declared a homicide caused by mechanical asphyxiation, but nobody has been arrested or charged yet. So this boy is only 16, so that makes things complicated. He's supposed to be in a psychiatric facility. Well, he was taken to a psychiatric facility immediately after it happened. Isn't he now supposed to be in the family of one of the relatives or whatever? He's probably with them. He's probably, God. Anyway, so more to come on this case. But I just wanted to update you. Hi, James. I just wanted to update you what was going on. And that's it, really. I haven't really got any more to say about that case. So, but I will let you know, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to press notifications. And as soon as, if there's any updates, I will be on to tell you about them. And the last thing we're going to talk about, of course, is little Gus. Again, so all three of these cases that we've talked about are so distressing, really. So they're very vulnerable people. But nobody more vulnerable, is there, than a 4-year-old little cherubic boy like this. Gus, who apparently was playing on the sheep station, his family's sheep station in Yunta. We're going to Australia for this case. He was playing about 5:30 one Saturday evening in the sand pit, and he's got, this is a complicated family dynamic as well, because he actually has 2 grandmas. One of his grandmas transitioned many years ago, was his grandpa, and became his another grandma. So 2 grandmas, but they stayed together as a couple. So when Josie transitioned to be a woman, Shannon, his wife, stayed, they're still together. Whether they're together in a romantic way, I don't know, or whether it's just convenience, who knows. And Gus he lived on the sheep station with his grandmas and also with his mum. And also with his little brother. So he's got a sibling, and they all live together on the sheep station. His dad, Josh, apparently did not. Let me just put So here's his mum. This is one of the GMAs. This is Josie, who's transitioned. This, of course, is Gus. This is the dad, Josh. He did not live there. He apparently didn't have a good relationship with the GMA. And he was living at a property 2 hours away that he was doing up, apparently, for all the family to come. Anyway, that's the situation. And Gus was playing outside, and then half an hour later, when his GMA, so one of his GMAs, Josie, and his mum were supposedly at the sheep shearing part of the station. You know, they weren't actually at the homestead, and he and his little brother were being looked after at the homestead, which is a very big sprawling place out in the middle of nowhere. And he was playing in a sandpit, and she says when she went back out there half an hour later, that's a long time to leave a 4-year-old unattended, isn't it? You might leave them just for 5 minutes where you go to the loo or you put the kettle on or what, I don't know, but 30 minutes leaving a 4-year-old unattended, I think that's too much. But she may have, you know, because of the remoteness of where they live, she may have thought, oh, you know, be safe, you know, and then of course there is some talk that when was Gus actually last seen by anyone aside from the family? Because this happened 60 days ago, 2 months ago, and Gus has not been seen by anyone outside of the family since March, when he went for like a preschool introduction thing. He was supposed to be starting in nursery or whatever. And that's when that photo was taken, this photo that's doing the rounds. You know, this is the only photo that has been released of Gus. We have no other photos, as far as I know, anyway. So, yeah, what did happen to Gus? You know, in that 30 minutes since his GMA saw him playing outside, and then 30 minutes later he was gone. And why was he left for 30 minutes? Just seemed like a long time. Even if you're in the house, you don't leave a 4-year-old unattended for 30 minutes, do you? I mean, you just don't. They could get in the cupboards, get something dangerous out the cupboard. They could, I don't know, get in the bath, or you know, anything could happen to a 4-year-old. 4-year-olds get into mischief, don't they? Anyway, the police are saying they don't suspect, you know, they're still in that point where they don't suspect foul play or not. They're not admitting to it anyway. And there's been several searches done of this homestead. And the dam was drained and searched. The army's been out there. There's been dogs, cadaver dogs out there. And not a trace of Gus has turned up. Not even the clothes he was wearing. There's been one boot print found. Apparently. And that's it. So where is this boy? And where's his clothes? Where's his shoes? You know, has he, you know, there's been all sorts of talk. Was it an animal that took him? Did he fall down a mine shaft? Did this happen? Did that happen? Anyway, just recently, over the past couple of days, the police have gone back there and looked in mine shafts. Several mine shafts. And we're going to have a look at some footage that the police have released from there as well. Nothing. Nada. So that's another avenue searched and discarded. I think they've been in 6 mine shafts, which apparently they didn't know about before. That's why they've only just gone into them now. You know, well, this is again, hi Maria. This again is a very, very mysterious situation, isn't it? Very mysterious. Let's have a look at this video first. So this is a video from when they were just about to go in there. Let's see what they said. There's something straight. This is a very strange case. There's something more to this case.
Police have launched a new 3-day search for missing 4-year-old Gus Lamont, who vanished from his family homestead in remote South Australia more than 2 months ago. Police will search unsealed, unfenced mine shafts on Oak Park Station. Unfenced mine shafts on...
So just look at this. Look at this. So you would leave a 4-year-old playing outside here for 30 minutes. You know, I'm not talking about somebody coming and abducting them, but you can see there's a million things that could happen. I don't believe he's run off. I don't think a 4-year-old, somebody was saying on one thing I was watching the other day that maybe he went off looking for his mum because his mum was not there. She was at the sheep shearing station or whatever with the other GMAR. So it could be. Do you think he went thinking, oh, he would find his mum? You know, he's going off to where his mum was and just got hopelessly lost. But then why has he not been found? Why has his little body not been found? There's so many searches been done. Anyway, you know, maybe I don't think the police are going to give up on this. Well, certainly not soon. Eventually they'll have to give up, won't they? But I think it'll be a while before they will be.
Search unsealed, unfenced mine shafts on Oak Park Station, about 40 kilometres south of Yunta on Tuesday morning. The search team was not previously aware of the shafts, which are located 5.5 kilometres to 12 kilometres away from the homestead in areas previously not searched.
Acting on the advice from...
Now, it's a very desolate area in the sense of you'd think it'd be easier to find a body because it is barren, isn't it, and bleak. You know, they've had drones go over and things, so it's not as if there's many places where a body could be covered up. It's not like trees and things, you know, so why have they not found him?
From the homestead in areas previously not searched.
Acting on the advice from survivability experts, doctors, medical staff in relation to exactly what the likelihood of Gus, how far Gus might travel and how long he was able to survive without any support or assistance. There is no evidence of foul play at this time, but as I've said publicly before, we are still open to any possibilities that might have resulted in Gus having gone missing.
Officers are expected to spend the next 3 days searching the area. In the 2 months since Gus, officers are expected to spend...
Look at the dust. Look at this. The dust flying up. I mean, it's very barren. I mean, Gus cannot be alive, unfortunately. Much as I'd love to think he could be alive, if he's in here somewhere, he can't be alive, can he? Not after 2 months, bless him.
The next 3 days searching the area. In the 2 months since Gus disappeared, there have been several searches for the missing 4-year-old, with police bringing in members of the ADF, SES volunteers, trackers, and local property owners. The new search is the first since police drained a dam about 600 metres from the homestead in late October. The draining of the dam, which was about 4.5 metres deep, allowed police to rule out the possibility. The new search is the first...
So the other thing they did was drain the dam completely, and they didn't find, so it didn't go in the water.
Since police drained a dam about 600 metres from the homestead in late October. The draining of the dam, which was about 4.5 metres deep, allowed police to rule out the possibility the 4-year-old had fallen in and drowned. There has not been any evidence of foul play, and police say that Lamont family have continued to cooperate fully with the investigation. Gus's family released a statement through police on September 30th, expressing their devastation at the little boy's disappearance. "We are devastated by the disappearance of our beloved Gus on Saturday afternoon," the statement read.
Yeah, so it's been ages since the family have made any statement, and they didn't make, they're a very private family, obviously. They didn't make that statement in person. They got a friend to release a statement. And really, the only other thing we've seen of this family is when Daily Mail reporters have tried to sort of, and I'm not in favour of them just turning up at people's houses and trying to get them to speak. They'd go mad if that was a social media person, a TikToker or whatever. But the Daily Mail's always sort of popping up there and trying to get them to speak. And of course, the last thing that happened was they turned up at the door and Josie, the transgender grandma, came out with a pump action shotgun and sort of told them, you know, in no uncertain terms to get lost, and said, and then afterwards said that they'd been going to shoot a snake on the patio thing. That they had that, the reason they had that pump action shotgun was they wanted to shoot a snake. Which anyway, they played right into the male reporter's hands, because it gave the male reporter a good story to take back. This transgender Gma Josie appearing on the porch, looking really terrifying, to be honest, because the muscles on that woman, oh my God. And then a pump action shotgun in one hand and now ammunition in the other hand. It was terrifying. So that hasn't done them any favours in the court of public opinion. And, you know, like it or not, their child has gone missing. People are invested in the disappearance of Gus. You can't say it's nothing to do with anyone. It is, because people care about Gus. Where is this boy? Everyone, you know, not only in Australia, but, you know, all over the world. People are, where is this boy? What's happened to him? So to appear all aggressive like that to everyone, it's not good. I mean, it's not like they owe the public anything. I'm not saying that, but I mean, all you have to say is, look, you know, no comment. I mean, that's all you have to say, isn't it? Sorry, but we don't want to talk about it. You don't have to get a shotgun out. Well, you know, she says she didn't get a shotgun out. She just coincidentally had the shotgun in her hand because she was just about to shoot a snake on the porch. Yeah, whatever.
This has come as a shock to our family and friends, and we are struggling to comprehend what has happened. Gus's absence is felt in all of us, and we miss him more than words can express. Our hearts are aching, and we are holding on to hope that he will be found and returned to us safely.
So, there you go.
Police have launched a new...
Let me just get rid of that. So, unfortunately, though, they haven't found anything. So I'm going to just show you this video that the police have released of one of the mine searches. This is from the actual South Australian police. Now, apparently, they've searched 6 mine shafts, some of which were shallower and easier to search, but ones like this one, they needed specialist equipment. You know, very deep, isn't it? Very deep. I think Samantha Murphy is in a mine shaft somewhere. That's what I think.
And the fact that it's found in the water, downriver.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah.
No, this has gone on to something else now. I don't want to see something else. No. Sorry, this is the Jack and Lily case, but I'm not talking about that in this video. Go back to this. So, yeah. Very deep, some of these shafts. Easy to... I really think Samantha Murphy is in one of these sort of mine shafts, personally. That's what I think. But whether they'll ever find her is a whole nother matter, isn't it? Anyway. Where am I? So let's go to what the Mail had to say. So basically, the upshot of it is nothing's been found as yet. So that's another, you know, it's another another possibility. They're not in these mine shafts. He's not in these mine shafts, so they'll just keep looking, won't they? So police have confirmed there is still no sign of 4-year-old Gus Lamont after they completed searching mine shafts near the family's property in outback South Australia. They said they would search 6 mine shafts near Oak Park Station, but on Wednesday they confirmed the latest search had found nothing. It's a shame, isn't it? The inspection of the mine shafts located between 5.5 kilometres and 12 kilometres from the Oak Park homestead did not locate any evidence to assist in the investigation into Gus's disappearance. Several of the shafts were relatively shallow and could be visually inspected, but the remainder were up to 20 metres deep, and specialised equipment was required to complete the searches, and Gus's family has been advised of the results of the search. But they have not ruled out returning to the property as the investigation continues. So the latest search followed the police draining a large dam on the property on October the 31st. So this has ruled out concerns that this little baby may have drowned. Look at his little face. Oh dear, where are you, Gus? So yeah, these mine shafts, gosh, are they just there? Where's the covers? I mean, anyone could fall down them, or animals could fall down them, couldn't they? So yeah, I think that's it really. Just, you know, it's just going to repeat the whole sort of story, but ultimately, no, it's the same story. He's gone and nobody knows. So, but having said that, friends have said it's very easy to get lost on a station that size. Shannon grew up out there and she almost got lost a few years ago. Her and Josie were out on motorbikes sorting out the sheep one afternoon, and they got separated for a while. So that's Shannon and Josie are the two GMAs. She had to turn off her bike to listen out for Josie's to find her way back. He's a happy little boy, happy to do his own thing, but when you address him, he gets shy and hides. Gus's father, Joshua, was living in a farmhouse in Belleley North, 2 hours away, but still in a relationship with Jessica, Gus's mum. And it's understood he only found out his child was missing when police woke him up at his Belleley North home hours after Gus had vanished. And he now appears to be living in Adelaide, more than 290 kilometres away from where his son was last seen. But Jessica has not been seen in public. So don't forget, Jessica has got another little boy. It says she has not been seen in public since Gus vanished. And it is widely understood she remains at Oak Park Station looking after Ronnie, who is the other sibling. So I just wanted to give you the update, which unfortunately the update is, he still hasn't been found, and he wasn't in those mine shafts. Disuse wells, Maria, that would be a good idea. No, nobody's been arrested in that case you're talking about, Joanne. I think you must be a little bit behind, I suppose. Yeah. Sad. All three cases are sad. Anyway, that's it. That's the 3 updates that I had to give you. I will see you really soon in the next video. I hope there's some news soon on, as I say, with Celeste Rivas. I won't be doing any more videos about her until we get some official news, because all these rumours and things, it's not fair, it's not respectful. So I won't be talking about Celeste again until official news comes out. Anna, some official news is coming out. I look forward to the time when this boy will be arrested. I don't understand why Anna's grandparents are so sympathetic towards him, but don't seem to be that emotional about her. I think Anna was let down by her whole family, personally, I think. And Gus, complete mystery, isn't it? But, who knows about Gus? I just hope some answers come out sooner or later for his family. I mean, I feel for his family, Because if they haven't had anything to do with Gus's disappearance, obviously it all feels a bit strange and people are casting aspersions on them, but they're going to do that until they know what really happened. Anyway, thank you so much. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me put my banner on to finish. Like and subscribe, that's the best way you can help support my channel. And also, of course, press the notifications and then you'll know if I get any updates. I will be on to talk about updates. Thank you to all my members. Thank you to all of you that buy me a coffee, etc. Don't forget, tomorrow is Members Live. We'll be kickstarting Christmas tomorrow. And yeah, take care. I'll see you really soon in the next video. Till then, may your God go with you. Thank you so much. Bye.